They took out the AA. I think a very strong ban if you're looking to try to do this kind of death volley push when you're already up against a Shaker and a Queen. Like, the amount of spam that NiP has is fairly like significant, right? You get a couple of pairs of Arcane Boots, and then you can just stop any push if you had an AA.
Not if there's a pipe.
But a pipe is a fairly expensive item.
It is so... It's so expensive. It's like twice as a mech, right?
Almost twice as much. I think if you are looking for that sick 3-minute timing, you're probably not going to have your pipe by then.
No, I don't think I could farm a pipe in 3 minutes.
Maybe
I got a Midas recipe in 3 minutes before.
First Blood plus free farm?
No, Alchemist Bounty.
Oh, okay.
OP.
Okay,
Minus,
whatever.
that is actually First Blood, right?
It's better than First Blood, I think. Because the level 1 hero kill barely gives you any experience now.
Ooh, Phoenix.
I like the Phoenix a lot. I think it's
actually, this is like the second or third time I've seen Phoenix picked into a Chen. How do you think the two heroes interact against
I think Phoenix owns Chen. Like, in the beginning of the game, for instance, Fire Spirits stop your creeps from being able to do pretty much anything, right?
Okay.
So say you're pushing a tower, you dive in, you drop Fire Spirits on everyone. Push, suddenly not so great.
Right.
The creeps don't deal any damage to the Supernova.
Yes.
Because it has to be hit by a hero, so that's good. But the one thing about Chen that makes him good against Phoenix is the amount of health offset that he gets through hand and pipe. So the AoE damage from the Phoenix becomes less significant, but I think Phoenix being able to stop the early game push is maybe why they picked it. And I would also argue that until that last pick where they saw the Spirit Breaker from Burden, they might have been thinking about picking the Shaker solely for offlane, but then after seeing the Spirit Breaker last pick, they said, hey, we can probably get away with running this in the offlane on the Phoenix, and then, you know, it's not too big of a deal if we put the Shaker and the Witch Doctor on hard support. But either way here, game number 2 between Burden United and NiP. Burden leading this 2-game series 1-0. And this is the very beginning of the European qualifiers, by the way, for those of you just tuning in. So we have just kicked off our first games. I believe there are 2 other streams going right now.
Yeah, one of the streams, the main stream was Sanja's covering Europe, and I think the
30 seconds
Yasha?
Or are they finishing the C games?
Yeah, Yasha's covering C, which should have another BO2 series, but I'm not sure why we're talking about the other streams, because no one's watching this stream in the first place.
That's fine.
It's alright.
I think Burden plus NiP should pull decent numbers, just because of the team names. Like, all the teams in the European qualifiers, you could argue, have fairly large followings.
Maybe less so for the CIS team, at least to the English-speaking audience.
So. Okay, well...
Yeah, the Russians will love CIS, but... Oh, charge? Is he gonna get the rune? Oh!
What a player.
Lane 1.
Well, not just lane 1, but game 1. Double bounty rune. And DK right now sitting on top of 700 gold.
I've been told I can't
Lumi getting put in this place by production.
But I'm always nice.
You're never nice. You're never nice, especially when we play Carcassonne. Anyway, let's not go off onto too many tangents involving board games, because I'm pretty sure we'll just start fighting.
By the way, I really dislike the block that Chen did. He let through the range creep.
Okay.
And now Necroman's down range creep against Quap.
Which means you have the potential of getting double waved. It also means you can't really harass as much.
Yeah, you really need that range creep to lane control. But that's kind of like a very advanced mid thing that is not here or there. Whatever.
I think it's fine. I think Necroman will still end up doing AOK in his lane. He's already got his bottle since he's secured the bottom rune. That's the major thing. I think what we could talk about is the offlaner for each team. Is Jonas and Fan going to be playing Phoenix this game, and then Paris and the Spirit Breaker? Who do you think is going to get more from this? I honestly think the Phoenix should get a lot.
Yeah, the Phoenix definitely is, because with a single support, especially a single low-range support in the form of Venge, there's really no way that you're going to be able to zone her out. And unless you miss up a dive, you're not going to get killed. Look, he's actually going to steal a couple of stacks in the jungle. Meanwhile, you know, thanks to the bounty rune, to the Spirit Breaker, he's doing okay for now, but eventually he needs to start kind of getting away from the lane, maybe harass mid a little bit. I think Spirit Breaker in this game is going to be like the next of last game.
But how do you harass a queen mid? I mean, yeah, you can go for a charge, but if Limp sees you coming, he's going to blink away, and then you almost have to cancel it no matter what.
Yeah, you are going to cancel it.
But does that really harass the hero?
It doesn't. Like, it gets Queen out of the lane for the next 5-10 seconds, but look at what he's actually doing right now. Paris. He's doing nothing. So you might as well do something.
I mean, he got a regen rune.
And then he
And then
immediately
he
lost.
accidentally, yeah. He used his charge after the regen,
So he actually
lost
did.
mana.
He actually did not get a regen.
Unfortunate.
Sing.
Rocket Barrage here on Jonas and Fan. Trying to force out the dive. Jonas and Fan not going to fall for it. Just going to hold on to his regen, which he has quite a bit of, by the way.
I like not
Dire's
diving there because
bottom
if
tower
you
is
dive,
under
you
attack.
lose, you know, slightly less HP. But your dive is on cooldown.
Yeah, dive is 15% of your health pool, so it's fairly significant, and it's a 36-second cooldown. Necroman going to get looped around on here in middle lane. Fissure blocking Limp on the wrong side. He does have Blink available, but we'll just use it to put himself back into a position where he can freely CS.
I gotta say, this is the only pro game where the timer is 240, 250, and the bottom rune is still there. Generally, those runes are gone. Like 200, done.
I mean, this rune actually really hurts Necroman because he has to continue bottle crowing. Doesn't have to go back to base. He doesn't have to bottle crow either. He can just go straight back, has the experience advantage anyway.
Yep.
Actually, he doesn't somehow. Okay, that's weird.
I wonder if Shaker was
No, if he
mid.
pops the bounty, and then he'll be fine.
Oh, right, because DK started half a level ahead.
Yeah, he started with a bounty and Limp did not
Did
get
not,
a
yeah.
bounty. Yeah, okay, so that's where the difference comes in.
Yeah, but with the mid kind of difficulty for the DK, this is something that we expected, right, on the drafting stage. We said that Queen is going to have his way with the Dragon Knight.
It's not too bad though. Like an 8 CS discrepancy and like 4 denies isn't game breaking. So I think Necroman is still doing fairly well given his position. Gonna see a smoke up here from MyNuts making his way towards top lane. Paris. He's playing a little aggressive here. He's gonna get caught out by a cask and a Maledict. This should be your first blood. 1 second left on the Spirit Lance. And there we go. First blood going the way of NiP.
He had charged the whole time. I'm surprised he didn't at least try to do it.
I don't know why he walked that far forward. Maybe he was expecting the Chen to be in the area quicker. Fissure block coming in from Hanskin. Seal Kit. He does have Maledict available, but he doesn't have enough mana now. The Clarity's trying to tick through. Here comes Limp from the middle. And they managed to get the kill on the Chen. Oh no, Necroman. He might be getting caught out here a little bit. Or is Limp the one getting caught out? 4 seconds left on the blink.
Oh,
He gets
the bash.
Oh, the net as well. Hanskin got almost no health left, making his way towards the high ground. Has boots.
Spirit Breakers got sight on him, right? Oh, Nighttime just ticked in as he walked up the ramp. That would have been a kill, yeah.
I can't believe they actually got Limp there. That was very nice coordination from the Chen. Like getting that Dark Troll Summoner net onto the Queen and then the Breathe Fire to follow
Sing
it up
Sing,
straight
bottom
away.
lane, just really putting up the pressure against the Phoenix. Diving past the tower.
Is he actually dead?
Yeah, he is.
He needs to hug the tree line.
Oh, hugging.
Stay in the tree.
Cask.
The stun. He's got a dive available right now.
Dude, I would dive in for that
Sing
slow.
gonna get forced back.
No, I would die actually if I did that.
No, you would. I think he wanted the Fire Spirits to be up at the same time, but I
Yeah.
think the abilities didn't actually come up around the same time in game, so he didn't want to go for the yellow.
So if you're playing Quap here, the age-old question is
Thought you had that, didn't
Ags
you?
versus Orchid.
Ags, I think, 100% the same.
Yeah, against a push, they're going to be fine manning, and you don't really need a
cooldown.
silence.
Yeah, the cooldown is so important. Like, what is it, 120 seconds if you don't have it? No, 135, even longer. So it's less than a third of the cooldown if you get Aghanims up. It's not even so much for the damage as it is just being able to use it more than once every 2 minutes.
You know what would be a good Quap nerf?
What's that?
You lower the cooldown of Sonic Wave, but you up the Aghanim's cooldown of it.
So you mean you're not like as forced to buy Aghanims, but the Aghanims is also worse?
Yeah.
I can see that maybe happening. Smoke here, bottom lane, Sing. Gonna eat a fissure here and a stun from Hanskin. Bit of an overlap, Sing just going in for the damage. He knows he's dead. He's just trying to get what he can done here before he ends up dropping in.
Good rotation from NiP. Last game, I felt like they left their offlane out to dry, and honestly, I don't think the Phoenix sees that kind of help, but getting a kill on Sing Sing is more than worth the rotation. With all that said though, MyNuts has been, apart from him running up the top river, it's been mostly just farming away. He's got 800 gold in the bank, and looks like Boots coming to him, so he's relatively farmed.
Is he though? I mean,
actually for a Chen, he's not farmed.
Yeah, 6 minutes in, I really don't feel like he has that much. I don't know if he felt pressure to try to help Necroman in the middle lane, because to be honest, Necroman has done okay. He's still only 8 CS behind the Queen. It's not too bad. Gonna see Dragon Form popped here by Necroman. Burden going for the tower kill. NiP in the area, looking for a potential loop around. There is a double damage on Limp. Gonna see one defensive fissure thrown down by Hanskin.
Tower is almost in deny range. Yeah, it is in deny
now.
range.
I think they just go for the deny.
And they will
Necroman
get
really wants to hit this one more time, but with a DD, I think they're just gonna get the deny.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
You know, the tower gives experience.
Yep, very little,
yeah.
but it does.
That's the sad part. It's like, man, couldn't get that experience.
Welp, Burden not getting the first tower kill that they were hoping for. But I still think having the mid tower down is a great benefit. Like, you don't even have to get the gold for it. It's more about just the map control that it gives, not having to commit your mid laner to the same spot all the time. Because that's what Dragon Knight wants to do.
Yeah.
He wants to sit in his lane, he wants to kill the tower, and then after that you can start looking for more rotations. And I wouldn't even be surprised to see Necroman go for either straight BKB or even a Shadow Blade to be able to start fights.
Generally, sometimes when you play that type of hero that's really focused at taking down the mid T1, and you do, and you're like, well, what do I do now? I guess you just rotate to another lane and start doing it there, but then you're kind of messing with your cores, your other cores farm. Looks like the Radiant team is going to just group up as 5 and push with the DK farm when it comes up again on the bottom lane.
Yeah, it's only 25 seconds, so one creep wave more or less, and he'll be good to go. Saksha also almost level 6, so if they wanted to, they could just charge him down there, take a team fight on top of the tier 1 tower. Era has TP available, as does Limp, so I assume if they're going to contend, there are already some heroes in the area. This Phoenix is level 6 right now. The Supernova being available at such an early stage could be huge for them.
It's a very easy takedown though on the egg if they're somewhat confused, somewhat out of position.
So, even without the use of having like BKB, Necroman, he pops his ulti here. He's going for the tower last hit. Call down going to be used, going to hit on Seal Kid and Handscan. Necroman trapped on the other side of the fissure. Seal Kid almost immediately dying, and Necroman, he's going to go down first.
Wow.
No auto attack damage on the Seal Kid at all. He's actually going to be more than fine. Supernova stun hitting Come With Me inside of the river. Jonas Fan continues chasing on Sing. Come With Me. Getting run down right now by Handscan, but he has no enchant totem available.
Out of the
see another kill behind the tower as Chen drops as well.
Out of the 4 heroes of Burden United, that Fiery Spear hit 3 as he dove for it, so nobody could have got off a single attack.
But yeah, that's why I think Phoenix is so strong in the early game, is that when you don't have any BKBs or any hero with high attack speed, you just can't do anything.
Are they going to lose bench?
It's going to be in some trouble. Nice fissure follow-up coming in from Handskin. And Come With Me will indeed drop. Necroman's still kind of hanging out in the area, but unfortunately he's not going to have anything up to be able to get that counter kill on the Era.
So when you play Chen DK and you're like not farmed at all, you're not really playing Chen DK.
Well, we kind of mentioned the problem of putting the DK mid versus the Queen, and the difference is starting to show maybe a little bit more, not in the sense that Necroman lost his lane really hard, but in the sense of what the Queen contributes in team fights versus the Dragon Knight. Like, the Dragon Knight doesn't really do that well in team fights, even with the buff of Breathe Fire. It's more about the fact that the Queen burst and the Phoenix damage is too much at this stage. Like, Mindnuts isn't even level 6. How often do we see a Chen not have Hand of God at 10 minutes? Like, that is a super low level Chen.
Yeah, I wonder what he really... So I remember the jungling up top, and then what did he do? I think he tried to push mid for a bit.
He rotated towards top, died.
Yep.
And then I think they ended up getting a kill with the help of his creeps. And then he didn't really, like, he farmed not really that quickly. He didn't really make anything happen. I don't know. The Chen pick for me so far has kind of fallen flat, which is surprising, because the European teams are usually the ones who know how to play Chen the best.
All right, smoke gang coming out here from Burden United. Let's see if they could connect. Not sure, though.
They want to try to go for Limp. This is super risky, though. They obviously don't know this, but Seal Kid and Handskin are both in the area.
I don't think you could go for this.
No, definitely not. I think they're just going to make their way towards top. In the meantime, Era, he's just going to TP his way out of there. He does have a bottle and an invis right now. He might be trying to go for Sing. It's going to be a large rotation. Era goes in first, has that Phantom Rush. Sing going to go for the immediate TP out, which could be the play here. He needs a fissure, though. Handskin, almost a max range on that one. And they'll be able to take out Sing Sing.
Yeah, right now I feel like NiP is pretty much... Well, Burden United is pretty much imploding. They can't get anything going. Phoenix has actually gone for Urn, which is pretty old school of an item. None of that Midas stuff that's coming out or becoming very, very popular. Burden United is going to try to force down tower. Here comes a charge. It will hit on the Witch Doctor. This should be a free kill. Fisher, though, is pretty good. Well, he's still trapped in there.
He actually doesn't go for Seal Kid. They go for Limp instead. Ends up being the better choice as the Queen of Pain does go down. Seal Kid going to be dropping here to the Urn. Necroman trying to attack the Supernova before it goes down. Will be able to get Jonas some fan. Paris, he wants more. He's going for Handscan. There is an Enchant Totem available, but no mana for Fissure. And I think this will be another kill going the way of Burden United. And that is 4 heroes down on the side of NiP. Burden needed that so badly.
Yeah, to me, they were kind of out of the game, and then they got that. They're back in it.
And just having Minuts getting the levels, like being level 7 on Chen is a huge deal. Nice dodge there on the charge from Era, making use of that doppelganger. I still don't know, like, that fight was huge, without a doubt. My question is that enough for Burden to continue kind of pressuring and fighting this 5-man style that you definitely want to adopt if you're a DK Chen team? And for now, looks like NiP just trying to farm the enemy woods. Era just doing his own thing. I think a lot of the reason why that fight was so bad for NiP is because Era wasn't there. A lot of people kind of underestimate the power of just spamming a couple of lances in a team fight. Like, it's a ton of damage, 250, a good slow, and it's on a very low cooldown. So I think they might have been able to get 1 or 2 more counter kills had Era just been in the vicinity. But I don't know if it was miscommunication, maybe his TP score was down. Either way, Burden going to be quite happy with the exchange.
It's going to be a charge up top, and I imagine DK will go in. He's got that Invis rune in this battle.
Yeah, Handscan
should be free kill. It's going to run to dark green.
Oh, he knows now. It's too late, though. Dragon Tail comes out from Necroman. Charge, follow it up. And that's going to be a kill for Necroman, as right now he's 4-1. He's going for the drum build. Era making his way towards the area. Limp and Seal Kid are here, as well as Jonas and Fan. He's going to be doing a little bit of hiding here in the trees, trying to avoid anything that happens. Smoke up from Burden. They're looking for a team fight. They know the Shaker's dead. Not going to be nearly as much peel. They're going to run into Era first and foremost. Come with me with a stun. Era's not going to be able to disjoint that one. Just holds on to his doppelganger. The boulder comes out. He will doppelganger that and the charge towards the river. First one to die is actually going to be Sing Sing. Jonas and Fan and Limp both able to take him down. Here comes the Death Ward from Seal Kid and the Supernova. Burden not winning this fight at all. Paris going for the teleport out. Will eat an immediate enchant totem. And Limp will secure the kill with the blink and a scream.
These two games are as different as night and day in terms of who's playing well, who's owning, who's not.
I do think that this kind of lineup, I like it a lot more than what NiP did last game. Not because I think their draft was particularly bad, but because it allows them to actually contest the early game. I feel like their lineup in game 1 was very hard to fight with until you had all these level 6 abilities. And this time, sure, having Supernova is nice. Having Death Ward and Echo Slam are nice, but you can still do stuff without them. Gonna have a really quick pause here. Hopefully everything's a-okay. Remember, guys, you are watching the Scotty stream here. It's TI5 Qualifiers European Region Kickoff Games. It's Burden United taking on NiP. It's Burden lead the series 1-0. Trying to do most of the talking here as my co-commentator has had a very long day / night. I'm doing my best, man.
No, that's good. I had to, so you want me to tell a Bambo story?
Alright, I'm ready for the Bambo story.
Never mind, we have a game going on. Unless we have a kind of a slow farming phase.
Well, nobody is fighting right now.
Alright, production asked me to tell Bambo's story.
Here we go.
Alright, so I came into the studio like 5:30. And then Bambo like 10 minutes later also came in. And he is noticeably intoxicated.
Standard Bambo.
Right. So he tells this tale, which makes no sense. Also standard Bambo. He says, I just got out of club with a girl. I brought her back to the hotel. But I'm not sure whether I brought her back to my room or not.
That is 100% a Bambo thing to do. By the way, for anybody wondering in that story, it ends up that it was 2 guys in his room instead, and he ended up not wanting to have to go back to his hotel room.
Well, he didn't know it was 2 guys.
Yeah, but I mean, that was because he was, quote-unquote, slightly intoxicated.
Right, so it's like, hey, Lumi, can you come back with me?
And then you had to kick them out of the room.
Yeah, 2 big black guys.
Just Bambo things.
Just Bambo things. Alright, bottom lane, NiP is pushing in, and I don't think we're going to see too much challenge coming out from Burden.
His tower's already really low. I think they just give it up for sure.
So this is what I always have trouble when I'm playing Chen in my games is when you fall behind, you just feel like you have absolutely 0 impact. Especially when you're starting to lose your outer towers. Whatever farm is in the jungle, I just generally give it up to my cores.
But I think that's when you start split pushing lanes with creeps, right? Like, you can pull them back to you at any given point.
Yes.
And I mean, sure, right now Sasha's farming top, but I think you should probably just send your creeps somewhere to be able to push
Or
out the
you can
lane.
farm the enemy jungle with it as well. That's...
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't have to keep him stationary anymore. Like, it's not the Chen of old where you have to walk around with your creeps no matter what, and if you don't and you get caught out, you're just useless. The Chen of now is much, much better than the old Chen.
Chen of now is OP. I mean, the thing that hurts you is you still stay very level starved, which split pushing and farming enemy jungles would not help you with, but it does alleviate one of the problem.
Yeah, definitely. And for now, kind of just some farming going on between both teams. It's been 17 kills in a 17-minute game, so it's not necessarily dull in terms of action, but there is definitely a lot on the line. I think both of these teams have a decent level of respect for each other, so when you're playing against an opponent that you respect, you kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt, so I don't mind NiP playing passive. I also think that their late game potentially could be better because of the PL, because of the Queen semi-carry, and of course Witch Doctor, who you can never underestimate if he manages to get to Aghanims.
Doesn't seem like it. Looks like he's upgrading power threats for now.
Well, I'm not saying he's going to get it immediately.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, at some point, maybe like it's 30 minutes in, maybe it's 35 minutes in.
Well, normally when Witch Doctor gets earlier Aghanim, it's because the other support's helping out with wards, but I think Shaker, for now at least, is getting farm priority. Speaking of Shaker, he's got 100 gold, so maybe not farm priority.
Man, I was like super excited. I was like, oh man, does he almost have Blink?
Yeah, I thought he had Blink. Check Courier.
Handskin, 190 gold.
Yeah.
That's okay though. I mean, he's got Max Fissure, he's got his Echo Slam. I'm wondering if maybe putting another point into Aftershock instead of Fissure is like a value thing. Because if you have level 1 Aftershock, it's almost impossible to chain stun somebody. Because your animations are so long outside of Echo Slam that they probably just walk away from an enchant or a Fissure after the fact. Because the Fissure damage scales by what? You get 50 damage, you get 0.25 seconds to stun, but it costs 15 more mana. Whereas you get 25 damage and 0.3 seconds stun for Aftershock.
Yeah, but you don't have to be next to them.
Yeah, but the Aftershock actually hits 3 times. Because you Fissure, then you Echo and you enchant or whatever, right? So it's just like, I'm theory crafting out loud. I'm just curious.
That's hardcore theory crafting.
It's not really that hardcore though.
I mean, 2 of the 3 spells you have to be very close to take advantage of the Aftershock. Which...
I mean, with this team, maybe it's not that good. Because you don't have anything else to gap close. Smoke here from NiP. Oh god, they're going to run right into Necroman. Fissure comes out. Fire Spirits to follow. Limp drops everything, including the kitchen sink. Swap on a Necroman. He does have that Maledict on. He's going to go for a teleport out. Come with me, actually. Going to be more than fine. The Supernova was also committed to this team fight. The rest of Burn are running away, or maybe he's not fine. One more Fissure coming through, and the Spirit Lance. Era's going to be able to secure that kill. Now 6-13, favoring the side of Ninjas in Pajamas. And mech almost completed here on this Chen. It is a super late mech timing though, as they're also going to lose their tier 1 in the
for
off
Chen, yeah. I mean, at this point, I feel like it's getting more and more difficult for Burden United to come back in this game. Because the item progression for NiP is just so far out of this world, especially that Aghanim on Quap.
How are they going to push? That's my question. Like, this Chen and DK are supposed to be like pushing all these towers, and yeah, I guess the tier 1s are dead at before 20 minutes, which is not a bad thing, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of feeling right now that NiP, their advantage is pretty big considering Burden's lineup and what it's supposed to do in the first 20 to 25 minutes. For now, just more farming. Both teams kind of playing it passive, not really too much happening.
Oh, last time when we saw NiP really in trouble, they smoked Roche.
Smoke Roche, yeah.
Same play?
Let's check the vision really quick. Looks like they did.
Oh, they're immediately.
No, they know. They definitely know. Yeah.
But this team could do it very quickly. They got Medallion, they got Terror, they got a ton of creeps. Go, go, go.
All right, well, they're going to go for it indeed. They're circling the area. The rest of NiP are walking towards the Roshan pit. Oh, are they going to do it for a smoke?
They're going to do it.
Yeah, I think they're going to smoke and then try to go. But it's taking too long. Like, NiP are not able to get this quick enough. They're going behind the tier 2 tower. Are they actually afraid they're getting smoke ganked? Paris is showing middle lane, and it just seems like NiP caught completely off guard. I am really surprised because SealKit pinged that out immediately.
Yeah.
Like, he pinged the pit, and he's like, they're probably doing this.
And then they grouped up thinking that smoke, and then is it one of those pub things like, all right, guys, let's smoke. And then you group up and stand around for 20 seconds and you realize nobody had a smoke.
Yeah, I thought for sure that they were going to go in for that. But, well, something that Burden are going to be very happy with. Maybe they can actually win a team fight.
Yeah, they're gonna go for T2, I think. No, they'll back off.
Necroman's getting close up to his BKB. I'm not sure if taking the fight now is the right call. Maybe you just let him finish his item, and then afterwards you try to go for a team fight. Or you could do this, which is just defend your tier 1. Which I think is also a very
probably
good
the
choice.
safer play, yeah.
Yeah. This game is pretty weird. Like, I don't think I've seen a Chen actually have like so little in a very long time. Like, I guess maybe like Mech Arcanes at 21 minutes isn't so bad considering how little momentum Burden have actually had. I just think that maybe they picked a Chen and then NiP all of a sudden picked a bunch of lanes that were not really gankable. Like between Phoenix and Queen, like who do you go for, right? Like who do you actually gank?
I don't think you can gank either.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. I think that in this game, the Chen pretty much only had one play, and that was sit in his woods and farm.
But he didn't even do a good job of that.
But that's the weird part, because he rotated top and then he died. And then he still had no farm after he spent the majority of the early game after that fact just hitting creeps.
I wonder if he got a wild game. Maybe he got very unlucky RNG, because I think generally just stacking...
Getting a wild game isn't bad, though.
Yeah, no, it's excellent for farming.
Double damage!
This thing gonna pick up a double damage. No bottle, though, so he's not going to be able to hold on to it. He will have BKB soon, as will Necroman. And between the two of them, having BKB at this early stage is great against PL, Shaker, Queen, Phoenix. It kind of owns NiP's lineup, but I'm wondering if just the BKBs are going to be enough. Like, I feel like Sing needs another item on top of the BKB, like a damage item of some sort, to be able to keep himself standing. Because with only 1,000 health, I think the Queen ulti takes, what, like half of that? Just in of itself, like 450 damage. It's definitely worrisome if you're Burden right now, but NiP gonna do some de-warding. They're gonna smoke, that's the question. I think right now... Oh, the shop key is different on this computer. Never mind, JK. Maybe it's that? Haha! Okay, so their smoke is on cooldown.
Aegis is running out soon. I guess BU is just treating this Aegis as kind of, hey, don't fight us for the next 5-minute Aegis. Charge coming out in the mid lane right now. I'm not sure if they could chain stun. No, they can. Just a casual charge to get back in the lane.
I'll allow it. It's fine. I think Yonasan fan is having a much, much better game than his game number 1. I mean, that Phoenix pick has been doing wonders for them. He's level 13 at 23 minutes as an offlaner. He is 2 levels higher right now than the Spirit Breaker and has a Midas to his name.
Jeez. Well, the Midas probably got him the 2 level higher, but...
Well, he got it when he was 11.
Oh, really?
So he actually hasn't had it for that long.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tower trading going on here. Burden sieging the tier 2 top lane. NiP maybe debating if they want to continue pushing in towards the tier 2 in the middle lane. Looks like Limp's going to go ahead and TP back. DK is now finished his BKB. Burden perhaps looking to take some team fights in the near future. Maybe they just want to wait for Paris as well. Is he actually going to go for that solo kill? Okay, never mind, he canceled. I was going to say, that would be optimistic, to say the least. Both teams trying to just vie for position on the map, I guess. If you look at the map control, you can see Burden have a decent amount of vision. Most of the warding from both teams is kind of aggressive in nature.
I think we're finally going to see that push that we were talking about for a long while. BKB is done. Got drums. Let's go.
Oh, Dragon Form's popped. Necroman just damage out on this tier 2. Yeah, it's fine though. I mean, he has what, 25 armor? He's got a 12 health regen, no big deal. This tower is getting absolutely wrecked, and right now there is no answer from NiP. They're just gonna let it fall. Air, in the meantime, finishes up his Manta style.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What can Burden do to let this game keep going? I'm wondering if... I guess with Spirit Breaker, DK, and Gyrocopter, you might have the potential to take it late game. But I don't know if it's advisable. Like, do you really want to take that risk? I guess at this point they have no choice, because they're already behind. Like, how can you push into that team when you're behind? I just feel like, in general, Burden, clearly not in the position that they want. Take a look at the golden EXP. It's not too much favoring one team. It just, whenever you see NiP's lineup have what they have right now, it kind of feels like if the game continues on this path, NiP will get to a point where they have 5 heroes who actually contribute a decent amount during the late game. Where I would say Chen, not the worst late game hero, but probably not that great either.
Well, it depends. I think if he gets Aghanims, it gets really late, then he's really awesome. But I think the late mid-game, like 35, 40 minutes in, not so much.
I guess we'll have to find out. There's BKBs being bought everywhere. Like Queen has a BKB now. Spearbreaker also has a BKB. There's a Blink Dagger up on the Shaker. Both teams continually farming away. If you got any other stories, let me feel free to tell them, because there is nothing going on right now. No more Bambo plays. I think Lumi is actually falling asleep in the chair next to me.
No, I'm just silently observing, listening to your melodic voice.
Alright, well, I'll take that as a compliment, I guess.
You guess.
I mean, I don't know.
You're beautiful, Andy.
Damn. Don't make me cry on stream, dude. It's like 6,000 people watching.
Mid lane being shoved in by Era. I mean, it's just a very slow-paced game, and
yeah,
I'm just letting you talk for the most of it.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm wondering if NiP ever want to take another potential smoke. I guess it's still like a minute or two before there's one left. Man, that golem just got wrecked. Alright. They pull the rest of the Chen creeps back. Smoke now finally delivered here on Handscan, so they do have the potential to go for a gank if they see fit. But I mean, in terms of farm, I guess they're farming about equally, right? And it's not as if NiP have a gigantic golem experience advantage. The fight breaks out, I think it's just going to be down to play. Maybe Singh can find some kills with a flat cannon. He's got that wolf creep as well. And the Vengeful Spirit Aura on top of that to increase his damage output.
Yeah, considering the fact that Burden United got pretty much hammered on the early game, they're actually recovering quite well, at least in the goal graph. Any thoughts on how that really happened? Like, the Aegis definitely helped. But after that, it seems like NiP just said, look, dude, you have Aegis. I'm not going to really fight into you. Your jungle is yours for now. So, since then, it's been pretty smooth sailing for Burden United farming.
Hey, DD, Queen of Pain. Can NiP make anything happen with this? I would sure hope so. They might go for the courier kill. Well, they're not going to kill the courier. Okay, so they want to fight. There's no way you let that courier fly by.
Patience from Zoe.
Yeah, patience from Zhou. They're going to try to go in. Singh is sitting in the back. Limp might be able to spot him out. Come With Me is going to be the first one to eat a stun. Maldic is there as well. Call down from Singh. BKB immediately pops. Swap from Come With Me. Limp getting locked down during the duration of his BKB. He's going to be forced to blink out. He throws out a Sonic Wave. It does hit on quite a few, but it's just not enough damage. Burden seemingly doing quite okay in this fight. Era being chased out. Force a Doppelganger. Another stun comes in. Supernova from the Phoenix. Going to be dropping, or maybe not. The Echo Slam is there, but it's not enough to save Jonas and Fan, as he will go down during the ultimate. Era goes back in and try to commit to this fight. Running it off. Necroman going to throw the Breathe Fire out. Secures a kill onto the Phantom Lancer. Handskin now has a blink. Will be able to make it back to safety. That team fight. Like, how did they lose with a haste DD Queen of Pain?
I mean, it was really clear to me.
Oh, you know what? Did he BKB after he popped his haste?
I don't think so. There was just so much shield, though. Like from the... Oh, looks like there's gonna be a
Boulder
charge.
throw. Handskin eats the charge from Paris after the fact. See you later, Earthshaker. And Burden take a very solid team fight. I mean, they lost Singh in the process, but still. Not bad. Every one of these engagements that they can take successfully, I mean, the fact that they killed Lara is huge, right? Like, their DK lived through the entirety of that. Necroman ends the fight with 3,400 gold. If he wants to go for maybe Mjolnir, if he wants to go for Silver Edge, looks like it might be Mjolnir or AC, as he's picked up the Hyperstone. Probably leaning more towards Mjolnir in this game.
DK loves their AC.
Yeah, but Mjolnir is amazing against PL, and I think that's the big threat.
Well, I think Splash is also good against PL.
Yeah, of course, but I mean, having Splash and Mjolnir together, like when you already have BKB against Diffusal PL, you can't diffuse the Mjolnir like you would be able to normally. So I'd say that item is actually worse against PL in general than people think it is. Like on most heroes who don't have BKB, Battle Fury is better because you can't stop the Battle Fury effect from killing the illusions. But you can just straight up dispel Mjolnir. That's the only reason that I think it is. I don't know. I could be wrong. Both teams going back to their farming game. 2 gems, 1 on each team here. Limp is carrying for the side of NiP, and I believe it was Come With Me. Yep, carrying for the side of Burden. And Roshan is going to be up in about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. So now Vlad's finished up on the PL. A bit interesting that Era goes for the Vlad so late into the game. Like, this is normally the time where you would think about doing things like buying a Scotty, or maybe saving up for a Heart, or maybe even BKB. A lot of PL players have been doing that as of late as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either, because it doesn't necessarily speed or farm or anything, and at this point I don't think the regeneration part of the item is what he really needs. So I'm somewhat lost in terms of who is it for and why is it purchased.
It could just be for the flat cannon, I guess. Or like
it could be Roshan.
Yeah, you can solo Roshan, I guess, with flats and
especially with Medallion and Venge.
Yeah, and it is up now. So they do know that Roshan is available, at least aside of Burden, though. I think this will definitely be the next point in contention. You called the AC, by the way. It's going to be the item of choice here on the Dragon Knight.
It just makes sense for pushing up high ground.
Yeah, like having the AC aura is very nice for sure.
I do like the I do like the Maelstrom as well, and I'm not against going back to Guyatic because of the PL illusions, but that's good.
Oh, charge out here onto hand scan. Blinks on cooldown. Fissure was also used. Looks like Paris is going to decide better of that and not continue. It is a very different game from the game we saw in game number 1, I'll say that.
Complete opposite, I have to say.
Yeah, there's like no fighting at all going on. It's just everyone is doing their own thing, farming it up. We talked about how Minuts seemed like his farm wasn't quite on par. Now he's looking at almost an Aghanim Scepter. And it seems like only like 5-6 minutes ago we were saying how underfarmed he was, and after one team fight, just boom. I got gold. Vlad's now finished up on the Spirit Breaker as well. They're going to have AC Aura and Vlad's Aura for the push, whereas NiP, they're only going to be sitting on top of a Vlad's, which is definitely not the place that you want to be. And Singh is almost at his MKB.
What is either team saving for? Because it seems like both teams content to play rather passive and drag the game out.
Well, I think that for Burden, they want one more damage item on their gyro. I think that's the key thing. He's already got lifesteal. He's already got BKB. He just needs to hit hard, right? Like a flat cannon being able to take down some heroes is very important for him. Phoenix, in the meantime, like he's level 16 now. He's got the 11 hit egg. He's got the BKB as well. I'm not sure BKB was the item for him. I mean, what is he looking to BKB? Just damage?
Spell damage, yeah. But there's not much of it anymore, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering as well. I think if there's like a long silence on Burden, you would opt to buy either a Yule's or a Yule's, I guess. I don't think that you actually need BKB against silences, but maybe he just thinks that having the BKB guarantees his ulti is going to be used. He's going to eat some boulders here. Forced out of the Roshan pit from Minuts.
Actually, instead of silence, I might get Lotus Orb here. The silence gets debuff, you get to...
No, there is no silence, that's what I'm saying. I was arguing that if there were a silence on Burden that was so long that you needed to dispel it,
yeah,
that you would want to get Yule's instead of BKB anyway. Because Phoenix is not really that fast of a hero. The Yule's is more flexible, and you also, like, it doesn't cost as much. Well, either way. Another ultimate orb here, picked up by Era. Charge forward onto Sealkin. They have vision. They're going to go for the big plays. The Shaker actually, he blinked away. He's like, I don't want any part of this. The rest of NiP are out of there. That's double, if not triple. Nope, just double BKB usage coming out from Burden. They want to immediately go to the Roshan pit, but they are not going to have magic immunity, and there is still an Echo available and a level 16 Aghanim's Queen of Pain ulti. Necroman going to get Fissure blocked away from his team. Paris wants to go in, just forcing the side of NiP back for being able to go on their Dragon Knight. Definitely a good play there from Sakshka. De-warding being done here. No real vision on the side of NiP around the pit. Well, I guess they do have this one ward, but it doesn't actually see Roshan. And they smoked, but not really able to make too much use of it at this point.
I wonder which path they're going to try to take. Seems like Sing Sing and the rest of the team is going to go back to farm, yeah.
I mean, the MKB is done. I actually think this is one of the strongest timings for Burden. They finish their AC on the Dragon Knight. They get their MKB on the Gyro. They have BKBs on every single core that they actually needed on. And they have Aghanim's mech. So they have their double aura. They have the Hand of God on a 30-second cooldown with Mechanism. BKBs, like, I don't know what else you wait for, actually. I mean, sure, DK can still scale, and Gyro can still scale. But I think comparative to what kind of power the PL will get out of his farm, that having these items is stronger at this point than maybe what they can have later.
Makes sense.
Oh, more de-warding coming out, this time from NiP. Just clearing around the Roshan pit. There is still one more high ground ward that NiP have yet spot out, but... Golems casually going in. Throw your boulder, bro. No, baby golems.
Oh, got him.
One golem, 2stuns.com. They're going to spot out Era here. One lance thrown out. Era's deciding if he wants to go in. He's going to eat a fissure as well. Getting a little bit of mana burns. Both teams still very hesitant to commit. I think they understand like the impact of this Roshan and what it means for the game. We're going to see a Dragon Knight stun onto Limp. He's caught out here. Swamp gonna come with it. He wants to follow it up with the Magic Missile, but the BKB is going to be there. Stun up to the high ground, stops the charge from the Spirit Breaker, and the rest of NiP will go ahead and retreat once again. Multiple BKBs baited. Nothing really happening on either side. I am amazed that these things keep happening and no one is dying. Like, that was such a heads-up play from Come With Me if he had been able to follow up with that Magic Missile. Like, he swapped forward knowing the Necroman's stun was already down and he wanted to follow it up with another to make sure that they could kill the Queen. If that had happened, I think it would have either forced a buyback from the Queen of Pain or they just would have went straight for Roshan.
Oh, disconnect here from my nets.
Please no disconnect the Reno or something.
Oh god.
Hopefully his internet didn't go out.
Oh, 2-hour wait. Yeah, we have time for that.
Do we have time for that?
No, we don't.
I mean, I got food in the other room. I don't got time for any of this right now.
Oh, it's here?
It's been here since before the second game started.
What were you doing?
You were sitting on the couch with Sujoy. Yep, pretty much.
Okay, so in my honest opinion, Burden United needs to gather 5, buy all the item, like a 10 salve, and just go mid now.
Slashers away.
Slashers
just buy like
away.
29 salves and just start walking
just
down
go.
the lane.
Like they can't sustain. You heal everybody, you heal your creeps, and then end the game. Series tie 1-1. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, series 2-0, and then you go eat food.
Well, I'm all down with the last part of that, but I'm not entirely sure if Burden are going to feel as confident to walk down a lane as you seem to be about it.
If you get 29 salves.
I mean, if you have 29 salves and you don't actually lose all your heroes during the team fight, then yeah, you can sustain. But if you try to go high ground and you just die, those salves ain't offering much value.
So, I'm not sure whether you talk too much about Phoenix's BKB, but I'm personally not too impressed with the choice.
No, I talked about it a little bit earlier. I didn't think it was that good. I mean, first off, he hasn't even used it once. Now, that could be because the game is passive.
Right.
It could also be because he never felt like he needed to BKB, which is kind of why the BKB choice to me seemed a little bit weird as well. Like, even buying things like Dagon or like Yules or Shivas, like, I would say almost any item would have offered him more than what a BKB does in this game. Now, if he wants to stop himself from getting chain stunned and dying before he can egg, I totally understand that aspect of it. Like, BKB, dive in, guarantee that your fire spirits will be able to go out, and then egg. That part makes sense. But you pretty much have to time that in a way so that the BKBs from Burden are already used. Because then if you BKB and you go in and they're BKB'd, then all of a sudden your spirits don't do anything, and if you decide to egg, you just die. Although I guess if you're BKB'd, you could just let the dive go all the way through, and then maybe you don't get caught by a stray stun because you have magic immunity. But I mean, that's just theorycraft, right? Like, we don't know exactly what the case is going to be.
I mean, the only quick stun here on the side of BU is probably Dragon Tail. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quick stun, but there's also the potential for later in the game, the Spirit Breaker going for Shadow Blade, which is very common. And then all of a sudden, you don't know if you're actually getting charged at any point in the game. And then the BKB actually doesn't do anything, because you'll just get stun locked before you can pop it.
Wait, did I say anything about Lotus Orb yet?
Yes.
What did I say?
You said that you would have rather seen the Phoenix go Lotus Orb than BKB.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're just like traveling between dimensions or like Dreamland or whatever.
I am actually traveling between dimensions right now.
Okay. Well, Queen of Pain. Potentially
oh, this gank gonna get it.
Stun.
Call down.
Yeah, but he's
Swapperino back in it.
Oh, he actually got slowed as well. He's gonna go for the counter kill on to Come With Me.
Oh,
Not
the hand
to get it though.
The Kraygasm hand
comes out. The cast bouncing. Come With Me gonna drop here. Era coming in.
No.
Sing in huge trouble. Gem on deck. That is really bad. Era with the double damage coming in at just the right time.
Well, this game's gonna go for a while.
Yeah, I think we're in for the long haul.
Yeah.
Necroman bottling up a bounty rune here. Does NiP go for Roche with the Vlads and the Peel?
I think so.
I mean, it's a bit risky, right? Like, at the very least, you might be
40
able
seconds before Gyro comes back.
You might be able to force buyback. It looks like they are heading towards the area right now.
I think if you force your buybacks, you're like, yep, cool. And then we back out.
I do have a fresh ward placed in the area in case they wanted to try to go for this. Scotty now finished up on Era. I mean, his farm is getting out of control. The DK's farm is also not bad, but I still think that the PL factor is the only factor right now if you're Burden. Like, that is the hero that is the #1 threat.
It is, but I feel that Burden has heroes that are very well equipped with dealing with PL.
No, I don't disagree. I think they have a decent amount of AoE. They have the Spirit Breaker for single target lockdown. And then you have like Swap and Hand of God to be able to heal people up.
They give it up?
Yeah, NiP. They're going to get forced out of the pit. They don't want any part of this. I mean, it's understandable that they don't want to try to commit when they didn't even have Limp there. Especially since everyone on the side of Burden were already up and they had no vision inside of the jungle at all.
Okay, this is the wrap round.
Is this a smoke loop around?
Yep. Some complexity stuff, man.
That's the old complexity, by the way.
Shout out to old complexity, TI3.
Shout out to Hannah Montana and only having a 2-hero pool.
Damn.
Is that shots?
I mean,
alright, it's kind of
shots. It's a shots if it's fact?
Yes. Actually, it is shots, even if it is a fact. In this context.
Here we go.
Alright, Era leading the charge. Paris gonna eat a lance here. Immediately pops the BKB. Gets bursted by the Queen of Pain, but not quite enough to kill him. Hand of God comes through in the back line. Jonas and Fan not able to get his ultimate off. Spirit Breaker is the first one to go down. He immediately buys back. Necroman getting hit on here by Era. Now Limp and Seal getting a lot of damage. The Echo Slam hitting on Sing and the Dragon Knight both. DK goes down. Swap from Come With Me. Not going to be enough to save him. It's a triple for Era so far, and NiP are completely dominating this fight. Finally, Paris back in. Managed to get a kill on Seal Kid, but they end up losing 5, and another gem is going to be dropped here from the side of Burden. So, yeah, I'd say maybe Burden are in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, they are. I mean, considering the initiation, though, half the team went to focus on Phoenix, who basically just used BKB and walked away.
Yeah.
So he essentially soaked a whole bunch of damage, and yeah, sure, he died eventually, but I think the priority target #1 was PL.
Oh man, that was such an ugly fight for Burden. Did the Queen ulti hit the heroes in the back as well? Because from my perspective, it only really hit the Spirit Breaker.
It hit the Gyro and I think either the Chen or the Venge. So
okay, so the Queen ulti was definitely huge.
Yeah.
Well, Roshan going down. Gonna be going to NiP for sure. Ada's gonna be going the way of Era, and now all of a sudden Burden after that team fight, like that's a huge blow. Like not being able to do anything during that fight. Era took almost no damage. We talked about how Burden had a lot of ways to deal with the PL, but he ended that fight like 80 to 100% health. Now, it could have been because of what you were saying, that they didn't really focus him at all. They were kind of just letting him do whatever he wanted. But I would also argue that even focusing this hero, with his illusions being as tanky as they are, becomes exceedingly difficult when he's always like got either Doppelganger or Manta off cooldown.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for your input, Lumi.
I mean,
well,
when you're casting,
I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you.
When you're casting with Andy, there's so many smart things that are said that sometimes you don't need to say much more.
Wow.
Oh, dude, my nuts though, got the big stick.
The big stick. That is actually a very big stick.
Yeah. Well, no, not the cosmetic item. The fact that he could. Yep.
Yeah, he's had items for a while.
Yeah, I think we get a chance, boys.
We got the Granite Golem. Is that the turnaround?
Yep.
So 15% bonus HP?
It is 15%.
15% confirmed, not as high as 17%. Because they have Spirit Breaker. Alright, never mind. My memes are lost on you. I think you're too far into the other dimension right now.
Like, I'm fully awake listening to that and it just makes no sense.
It's not supposed to make sense. That's the whole point.
What?
Alright, never mind. Just forget it. Just don't even worry about it. It's fine. Doctor Who level shit going on here. Shout out to production for giving me the reference.
Alright, so NiP clearly very happy with how the game's going. I don't think they're really in need to kind of barrel down mid and go for a push, but what exactly is stopping them from doing that?
Nothing, really. I just think the only thing that could potentially stop you is the idea that even if we delay the game, we're still not going to lose. That could be the mentality that they're adopting right now. It's like, even if we go late, we still got the potential to get, like, Refresher, Shaker, or PL can still sell his Vlad's and get a Heart and a Butterfly, level 2 bots. Then he's like fully 6 slotted, or I guess 7, if you want to call it that. Our Queen of Pain now picks up an AC. It's not like they need to end game, because if you look at positioning right now on Burden, they're only really pushing one lane aggressively with Chen creeps because they don't even want to commit a hero to it. Everyone else is pretty much on their side of the map. So at this particular juncture, I would say that NiP are not pressured at all to do anything. They can if they want.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to be doing that.
But they don't have to, is the point.
PL illusions. Oh no.
Middle tower is under
It's so
attack.
annoying when those PL illusions just like chase after you, especially when you're playing support.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that Era has opted not to upgrade his diffuser. I feel like that's just free damage. And for the cost, if you think about it, I think it's 700 gold for 15 agility, and you also get more mana burn as well. Okay, well, I missed that kill. Looks like someone made that side of the base.
Yeah,
With my observing career.
the mech went off, the hand did not, so
Yeah.
surprise, that's the order things happen. Sing Sing though, split pushing up top.
Dire's top tower
I
is
think he
under
needs to
attack.
build a Satanic next. I think that's the only way he'll have
Radiant's
enough
bottom
like
tower
health
is under
offset
attack.
to be able to live with the Queen ulting him and Era hitting him at the same time. But I would also say that Satanic is worse against heroes with illusions because you don't actually think or know for sure if you're going to get the lifesteal from hitting, you know? Like you need to make sure that you're hitting something that's real.
Yep.
Because how can lifesteal be real if Era is not real?
Era's pretty real.
Radiant's bottom tower
All right,
has
I'm
fallen.
I'm
And
not
that's
gonna,
a real talk.
I'm not going to make any more jokes or memes
What?
this entire cast.
I'm following up your jokes and memes perfectly.
Perfect. So smart.
That's a terrible joke.
I'm sorry. I won't do anymore. I'm like the worst type of person right now. So NiP not really forced to do anything if they don't want to. They can just chill. They can continue to farm. Era's next item, I'm guessing he'll probably just buy a heart. I think heart is the safest choice.
I feel that there is a point where the DK gyro is gonna outcarry.
You really think so?
Yeah, I mean, Sing Sing's farm is just. But DK needs one more item. Like, let's say he gets dataless, right? Oh no, they're fighting up top without anybody.
Oh, they want to go on this. I don't really know why. Paris, he's going to pop his BKB, goes for the immediate teleport out. Hanskin comes in, looks for an enchant into a hit to try to deal enough damage to kill. Era was attacking Sing there. They will both be able to TP to safety. Instead of the heart, Era is going to opt to go for the butterfly, even though the gyrocopter already has MKB. I mean, it's not terrible, right? Like, it lets you push faster. Much more damage than a heart will give you. But still, 3 minutes left. Until Roshan spawns, NiP looking to potentially push into the top tier 2. They're feeling fairly confident here.
Yeah, and going back to my point, I think that DK maybe needs like 1.5 more item, like a dataless plus just a small piece.
He needs MKB though, right? Or does he want both?
Well, he eventually will get both. I think Splash.
Oh, Blink? Okay.
Yeah, I see DK's doing this recently.
I think it's not that bad.
It is, because you just like skip the PL problem, but I'm not sure. I don't think he kills anybody quickly enough.
I think he can kill the Shaker, or at the very least stop the Shaker from doing something. Or although there is a Glimmer cape up on Seal Kid, so maybe the hero just gets glimmered.
It doesn't feel like Burden United can't win fights because they're not initiating properly.
Well, having a good initiation can...
It helps them.
It can circumvent not having farm, if that makes sense. Because if you catch out a hero in the right position, even if they do have farm, they might die. And then all of a sudden, the farm differential isn't so big. Oh, Chen Creep's going to be forcing a NiP back here. Dragon too strong. Era is now here, trying to kill the Chen Creeps. Hanagout is going to be popped. And he's just going to go ahead and pull them out. Still 47 minutes in. One of the longer series, actually, that we've casted so far.
More boring than Chinese games.
Wow. Multiple shots being fired. By both
Or
Lumi and
47
myself.
minutes with 40 kills.
I mean, it's 37 kills, but, you know. That Lumi math.
Oh god. It is 37 kills.
Did it really take you that long to figure it out? You need to go to sleep after this match. I'm sending you back to the hotel with a cab if I have to.
No. I'm fine.
Alright, Butterfly now built up here on Sing. Not going to go for the health, just going to go for the more damage-oriented build, which I can understand.
Oh,
This team doesn't do much yet. Dive forward here. They're going to catch out Paris. Sonic Wave comes through. Necro blinks forward, going out to Limb straight away. Looks like Paris was not sent home. in fact, is it was somebody else. Now Paris making his run out of here.
I think he sent a creep back home.
Oh, did he send the creeps? I
Yeah.
thought he sent Paris, but I guess you can't if he's BKB'd, right?
Yeah, perhaps that, and then he misclicked. But right now, BKBs are down on the Radiant side, and here comes NiP. Sonic Wave is down too, but you know, that thing has no cooldown.
Oh, it'll be up soon.
Yeah.
The bigger problem is Limp doesn't have mana, which I think will be enough to force them out. There is a bounty rune top. Butterfly not picked up by Era. Yeah, his last item I think is Heart and then bots too, and then he is fully decked out. And items. His net worth is insane comparative to everyone else on Burden. And until just recently, like even so far back as like 35, 36 minutes in, it wasn't really a gigantic lead for either team. It was almost even. And then all of a sudden, NiP just get full map control and just start out farming Burden so hard that they can't really do much of anything.
Well, I'm sure you talked about this. Maybe. But I think pushing up against high ground against Burden United is going to be exceedingly difficult.
Yeah, it'll be tough.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Like, Dragon Form level 3 is always going to be strong. They got Guardian Greaves now on their Chen with Aghanims, so he is going to be tanky. Having a good swap can be kind of all you need to defend the base.
Yeah, Venge you get 16.
Yeah. I mean, in the meantime, NiP, they're going for another Aegis, and I think Era could still potentially take this unless he values his Vlads over a second life, which I suppose they could give it to Limp if they really wanted to. Okay, never mind. He gets rid of his Vlads. They're just gonna
Roshan has fallen to the dungeon.
cheese on there as well. Limp picking up a Reaver. I guess this is Satanic? I mean, does he really need a heart?
He doesn't need a Satanic either.
There should just be an item in the game where you can buy like the 25 stat items and combine them into one super item. Like a Scotty level 2 or something.
I mean, you can just get a Scotty.
Yeah, but it's cooler if you buy like a Reaver, a Mystic Staff, and an Eagle Song, right?
Okay.
Because then you're just like the richest guy who ever lived.
Let's just stack mangoes.
Because all three of those items are incredibly cost inefficient, right? Like they all take up one inventory slot and they all give not great stats.
Yes.
PL Legion's clearing here in the middle lane. Snip continued to be pushing in, just dealing a tiny bit of chip damage to the tower, but for the time being, Burden are holding on, doing what they can. It's going to take, I think, a couple of base defense, like successful base defense fights coming in for Burden for them to feel like they're really in it at this point, as they just lose another tower. And this one is going to be the tier 3, and that means that your range racks is now available to being ratted, and that is an entirely new ballgame if you're NiP. That lane will eventually die, regardless of whether or not NiP decide to fight 5 versus 5.
I'm not sure about that last statement you just said, though.
What, you think that they wouldn't be able to kill their axes unless they fight?
Oh, that thought Limp's going to get initiated.
Nice Force Staff. BKB is popped by the side of Burden. They want to go on to Steel Kid. They should be able to take him down. No real problem at all. Sonic Wave popped by Limp. BKB and the Cheese both use. Jonas a fan here in the back. He's going to get the Supernova off, and now all of a sudden Burden in a lot of trouble. Era is in the middle of this. Can they kill the egg fast enough? It stuns almost everyone. Minot's just sitting in the tree line. Here comes Hanskin with a triple Echo Slam. Sing Sing, he's dropping fast. Minot's is going to be soon to follow. Paris, he wants Limp so bad. He manages to get the urn off. I think that will be the end of the Queen of Pain, but no, the defensive urn trying to keep him alive. He needs one more tick. Will end up dropping, but still buyback from the gyrocopter on the side of Burden. Is it going to be enough to stop this push? I think not.
Yeah, Phoenix really wanted them to fight. The dive back behind and the fact that he took, I'm going to say 8 physical hits and then got off the egg, that was pretty much it. I think it was a really well-played fight, and it's still going on right now because Sokka's going for this kill. Nice force stab up the rift, up the cliff. Spirit Breaker, oh, the block.
I mean, this is just all sorts of nonsense going on.
Got the ult.
And he's just going to get chased down, all right. Oh, he charges to the creep. Okay. They still lost the melee racks, though, and no one else in the side.
And they'll lose the range racks. Sing Sing's back alive, but I don't think Era cares.
Oh, he wants the tower. I love this call from Era, going for the tower instead of the range racks. Like, the tower is so much more important because you can just Manta Illusion up to high ground and get free damage on the building. Killing this tower actually gives so much more benefit to NiP. I love that call from Era.
Top barracks has fallen.
All right, come with me. Walk for the chase down.
Okay.
Hanskin here up on the high ground. Throws out one fissure. I think Era can continue to fight this if he really wants to. Oh, nice doppelganger from Era, disjointing the Nether Strike from the Spirit Breaker. He's going to go for a charge, though. Necroman in the area has a Dragon Tail available. 1 second left on the doppelganger. I think he just saves it for his reincarnation. The question is, can they save him? He's going to respawn. 4 heroes in the area. Immediately Mantis is going for the cliff. He will be able to get at least into the tree line. The Shivas and the dive slowing them by a huge amount. Sing pops a BKB. Era, he's going to be taken down here for sure. Seal Kid soon to follow, and that's going to be a double kill going the way of Sing. Burden, they lose their racks, but they do manage to defend their middle lane.
That's pretty big, I want to say. I think you should start saving for Divine. Because it feels like... Well, maybe not.
I think even the problem is like a Satanic would be fine. Like he still hits pretty hard. Like 330 damage isn't anything to shake a stick at. He just dies before he can deal enough damage to kill the members of NiP. Now I guess you could argue, okay, yeah, just buy more damage, but I think Satanic would kind of give him the same thing. Because at the very least, he would guarantee himself getting his entire flat cannon off. Like he'll be able to shoot 6 times before he dies if he has Satanic BKB. Or do you think that Rapier is still the better option?
The thing is, Rapier doesn't let you kill the egg faster.
Okay.
But neither does Satanic let you regen from the egg, right? Or the...
No, you don't lifesteal from bit structures. Like the egg counts as a structure.
Right, that's a problem. The problem is the egg. Like in the last fight, Gyro was holding so they killed the Witch Doctor quick. They forced out cheese. In the normal fight, if there's no cheese, I think Quap would have been just forced out the fight, and he had to not be able to come back. And then the Phoenix End came in. So Dragon Knight just focused all of his DPS.
I think if the team had been more coordinated in hitting the egg, it might have not been so bad. But I think because the chaos of Era and Jonas and Fan both coming in from the back, when Sakshi was already so far forward, was the issue. It wasn't necessarily that the egg itself was impossible to kill. It was just because of their positioning in that fight that made the egg the problem. If that makes sense.
I mean, it will continue to be a problem, though, because Phoenix is diving in with Shiva's guard. If you don't hit him... Okay, the egg is a problem, but the fact that he is at 2,000 health with 23 armor and a BKB forces you to hit him. And if you hit him to 30% and then he eggs, and then you have to hit him more. He's actually like... He's like a super soaker of damage right now.
A super soaker.
Actually, super soaker is the water gun.
Yes.
But I mean like a super sponge of damage.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, I like that one more. And he's even gonna have a Hex soon if he wants.
Yep.
Like he's got the Void Stone up.
Like, I was actually not gonna go Hex here. Obviously, Hex is very good. I was thinking of
Refresher
Radiance.
is good. Radiance, really?
8% mischance.
It's 17.
Is it a 17?
Yes.
Oh, it used to be 8% mischance like 6 years ago in Dota 1.
Yeah, I think it's 17.
I'm in like a fucking different dimension right now.
I can just double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 17. Yep. And it's a debuff as well.
It's a debuff, applies to the whole team. And again, it's another item that makes you have to focus him.
This is actually big from Burden. They get a Silver Edge on the Spirit Breaker. So now, if you Shadow Blade charge the PL, you can stop him from being able to spawn images. And I'm fairly certain that... Well, Manta Style, maybe it does break it. I actually don't know how that interacts. I don't see Silver Edge too often in competitive games, to be honest. Much more in pubs, but not quite in the competitive scene. And NiP also finishing up a Aghanim Scepter and Hex at the same time for Seal Kid and Jonas Umfan, respectively.
Does Manta bricks Maim still?
Yes.
Okay, then I should brick Silver Edge.
Oh, come with me. He's going to get spotted. Immediate Hex. Can anyone from the side of Burden help him? Absolutely not. He is just a goner. No buyback on that Venge for 65 seconds. I'll check the Roshan timer really quick. Okay, still quite a while before it's going to be up. Chen Creep's being pulled back, and I like this play now from Minuts. He's decided, look, I'm not going to be able to use my Chen Creeps that effectively in fights. I might as well commit him to split push just so I can delay the game. Maybe we go for a YOLO Rapier on Sing. That seems to be the play. He's got the Relic right now. The rest of Burden's sitting high ground, and I guess Rapier is pretty much the only item that's going to give him enough impact to win the game.
I agree so, as well. Here we go, NiP. Maybe forcing to be the final push.
It could be one of the final fights for sure. Era opting not to go for the heart, but the MKB instead. I think it's great against the Gyrocopter, of course.
Oh, the rat.
Oh my god, this building is dead. Like, this is the difficult part about playing against PL, right? Because every single time his Manta's off cooldown, now the Rax is just going to take damage. And the illusions are still so tanky that you can't really kill them instantly.
Those illusions that went to bot lane did like 600 damage. No, they're backing up. Oh, they found the best stream in the whole game for the PL.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a bottle. That would have been like some envy level play, right? Like you just buy a bottle, just
buy
with the
now.
illusion rune,
It's got 4,800 gold.
and then you bottle, and then you just go ham. Now, does the illusion rune count towards the illusion limit for Phantom Lancer?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it is independent of his doppelganger or juxtaposed illusions, which is good to know, because I'm not a disgusting pale picker.
I'm not either, so it was just a guess.
It was a guess.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Burden, been trapped in their base for quite a while now. You can probably see that reflected in the gold and experience graphs, as it is now exceeding 20,000 gold in experience. Or, well, 20,000 gold and 15,000 experience. The way of NiP. And I gotta say, from game one, Burden seemed to look very good. Like, it wasn't that NiP were playing bad as much as it was Burden were playing well. You can see this Rax getting chipped down here.
Well, to me, that game, it felt like one team was playing and one team couldn't play Dota.
Yeah. Alright.
Wow,
These that's what I'm saying, right? Like, once a tower dies, your Rax are actually just dead. Like, it doesn't matter what you do.
Well,
the
no, I
illusions
think
will kill it.
I think because Sing Sing held on to his flat cannon.
He wasn't even there hitting them.
Oh, was he not?
It was just, I think, Necroman and the Venge were the ones dealing damage to it. But the thing is, Sing can't always be there, you know?
He's trapped in his base. He's always there. All right, Divine Rapier. It is online.
Rapier from Sing? It's the only play. I really do agree now that it's the only play. I thought maybe the lifesteal would be enough. Okay, there we go. Illusion's down. But he's still almost got the range racks on his own. And the other thing about this map positioning from NiP is that as soon as Roshan spawns, they'll pretty much have it dead by the time that Burden are able to do anything. And even if they do smoke, it's going to be so obvious because every single lane is pushed in that no matter what, I seriously doubt NiP are going to get caught out.
Unless they just do a massive pushing operation to push out all the lanes. Although I just don't think so, because NiP now have so much catch, especially with that Phoenix getting the dive hex.
Yeah, I don't think, I really don't think NiP will get caught.
I'm actually just very curious of what Limp is getting on this Reaver.
Maybe he just wanted a casual Reaver, dude. I mean, the clear answer is he's saving for buyback. So if he wanted to, I think he still needs like 1,100 gold to finish up an item and have buyback. Right? Is that how it works? Because you want as much surplus gold as the item that you're going to buy, or items that you're going to buy.
Yes.
Alright, NiP. Roshan's now up. Another cheese. Gonna be a couple of seconds short of the 60-minute mark here in game number 2 between Bird and United and Ninjas in Pajamas. And I think this is free rush.
Yep.
And again, Burden might have known, but honestly, what do you do? Like, how do you actually get here fast enough to be able to do anything? Era is hard 6-slotted now. Upgraded Diffusal, MKB, Satanic on the Queen of Pain. This is, I would say, critical mass for NiP. I would be very surprised to see them not be able to end the game here.
Well, there is Divine. Unfortunately, there is no crits on top of the Divine, so...
There's Divine, but there's also no buyback on the side of Burden at all. Like, this is 100% all-in from Burden.
Yeah, I mean, you get the Divine 2 all in. And sure, you're not going to be able to kill the PL, probably. But if you could kill half of NiP's team, I think you're still in the fight, or in the game at least.
Okay. See if they're able to do it. I think they would probably just continue the strategy that they've had before, which is exactly what Era is doing right now. Just go in, hit the building with your illusions, get the free racks. Range racks just drops. It's going to be more lane pressure going the way of NiP. And they're just going to chill outside the base. They don't even care. It's like, yep, we'll just keep sending Matt images in. Not really a big deal. I mean, honestly, it's got to be super frustrating for Burden right now to play against this. Although, being a team who picks Phantom Lancer a lot, I am a little bit surprised that Burden are just... They're not able to deal with the PL as effectively as I thought they would.
PL is a very, in my opinion, one of the more difficult heroes to deal with in this match.
Yeah. A lot of people took away his credibility for late game because they nerfed his edgy game by like almost 1 full point to level, which is fairly substantial. Like 25 agility at level 25 is pretty big. But I think what actually makes him better than the previous patch is you have on-demand Dispel and a Blink. Like, and the fact that you have a gap closer that previously PL didn't have in the first place. Like, you just had an Invis, which was very easy to counter. I think in a lot of ways, not only is his early and mid game better, but his late game is also better. Because he still does roughly the same amount of damage. And even though Illusions also got nerfed, I would say that he's maybe one of the more ridiculous late game heroes in this patch. Now looks like NiP not willing to commit to the team fight just yet. Melee Rax in middle lane has taken a very small amount of damage. Paris going in with the charge. As that Silver Edge pop, he really wants to go for Era. He's going to be forced to pop his BKB, but he gets Hex, Blink in from Limp, throws out the Sonic Wave as well. Paris now popping his BKB to stop the damage coming in from the Maldic. Come with me. Glimmer Cape on. Supernova is popped. Limp gonna get his Aegis popped here. Era wants to go back in. Necroman on retreat, forced down to pop the BKB. Echo Slam on the Sing. Nice force staff coming in though from Come With Me. Not going to be enough to save the Gyrocopter. That's going to be Rapier on deck, and we're going to see the Divine Rapier pinged out here. Who has it? Looks like it's the Queen of Pain. Buyback from Sing. I really don't think that they're going to be able to deal with Limp having that Rapier though. That is just too much. They don't have buyback on the Chen. The Hand of God is up, but it just doesn't matter as he is not currently able to commit anything to this team fight. And they're even being chased back. They were playing this very careful. Blink forward from Handscan. Hex on the Sing Sing. This will be a dieback. The force staff over. There's still a Meldic down there and the Sonic Wave to follow it up. Necroman going to be dropping after that. And GG, well played, is called by Birdie United. The series ends 1-1.
As methodical as the game could have been.
I gotta say, NiP, they got pretty beaten down in game 1, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was really that close.
It was not a close game.
I'd say that Burden, even under the circumstances of them losing this game, and they had been losing for a very long time, I think they still did a better job of holding on than NiP did. I think that NiP just got their draft to a point where